Alright guys, welcome to the U.S. National Whitewater Center. We are the world's largest outdoor adventure facility. We have everything from high ropes course, rock climbing. Of course, our biggest feature is our multi-channel artificial whitewater river. Everything from flat water to retail. We've got a restaurant, conference centers. We've got a little bit of everything here. It's a great opportunity to come out and try a new adventure. What I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is the things that you need to know once you take the adventure of whitewater rafting. First thing we're going to talk about is the gear. Everybody today will have to wear some gear out on the river. First thing we're going to give you today is helmets. The helmets come in 3 different sizes, and they're also color coded. We've got red, which is large, blue, which is medium, and white, which is small. Once you get your helmet, you want to go ahead and place it on top of your head, of course taking off the buckle first. Place it on your head just like so, making sure that the logo is facing out front. Go ahead and strap it on. Make sure that it fits nice and snug to the point that you can kind of put a little your finger under here, but it still fits secure to your head. Also that it's not moving around. We don't want the helmet to come off your head at any time when you're out on your adventure today. Next piece of gear you guys will be getting is your personal flotation device, PFD, formerly known as a life jacket. Once you grab your PFD, you want to go ahead and place it on just like so. One important feature is you want to make sure that this pillow is out and not in. We're going to start with the bottom buckle down here, making sure that all the straps are loose. That makes it easy for you to go ahead and put it on. Start with that bottom buckle right there, because that's the last buckle you'll see, also known as the belly buckle. And you want to work your way up from there. Once we've got all this secure, we want to go ahead and take these straps on the side, and we want to pull them forward. We want to cinch it nice and tight. Snug enough that if you try to take a deep breath, it's kind of hard to do so. If it's not snug enough, what's going to happen is the guy's going to come up and check it out, and if he can pull it up above your head, that's not good. Also, if you have what we call one of those out-of-raft experiences, where you have fallen out of the raft, we want to make sure that this thing is snug, so if you fall out, it's not up here doing its job while you're down on the bottom of the river. So make sure this is snug and tight. Last piece of gear that we'll be giving you today is the paddle. Okay? This is actually one of the most dangerous things on the trip. Okay? And what makes it dangerous is this little thing right here called a T-grip. What happens? People get excited during the rapids, take their hand off of it and start swinging it around. Next thing you know, someone ends up with summer teeth. Some are in the boat, some are in the river, some are floating around. So keep your hand on top of the T-grip at all times. Again, like I said just a few minutes ago, guys, there is that chance you might have what we call an out-of-raft experience. If you do fall out of the raft today, we want to make sure that you stay calm. Do not panic. All you want to do is make eye contact with your boat. Most of the time what happens is you fall out, you'll go underwater, the PFD will make you bounce back up. And at that point, you want to look for the big blue thing or yellow thing. That is the raft that you have fallen out of. At that point, what you want to do is swim back over to that raft and have someone help you in. When assisting someone in getting back into a raft, what you want to do is you want them to come up to the raft just like so, swim up to you facing you. You want to grab on their shoulder straps, not the arm. If you grab onto somebody's arm and try to pull them in, there is a chance of dislocation. So you want to grab on their shoulder straps. At that point, you want to count to 3 when pulling them in. 1, grab on. 2, you want to dunk them under. If you don't really like them, hold them there as long as you want. But actually what will help out is the buoyancy of the PFD will bounce back up, and on 3, you want to pull them up on top of you, give them a great big hug, and get ready to start paddling again. Everyone else in the boat needs to keep paddling and listen to the guide. Once we get you back in the boat, then that gives you a chance to take a breath and get ready to start hitting some more rapids. Let's say, for instance, you get a little bit further away from the boat. Again, like I said, when we're paddling, we want to keep our hands on our T-grip. Let's say your buddies kind of got a little further out than you really originally wanted. What you can do at this time is you can actually take your T-grip and extend it out to them, lengthening your arm by 4 feet or so. They can grab onto that T-grip, pull them right back over to you. 1, 2, 3, back in the boat. All right, let's say that you got a little bit further away. Now you're starting to float down the river a little bit. One of the most important things you want to remember once you've entered into the river is you never want to stand up. There are obstructions on the bottom of the river that could lodge your foot in. So what we want you to do is get in what we call the defensive whitewater float position. What that is your feet facing downstream on your back, using your hands to swim, just like so. At that point, you want to make eye contact with your guide. He's going to start pointing in a certain direction. He's going to either say, hey, swim this way or swim that way. He's always going to be pointing positively, okay? So if he tells you to swim that way, that's the way you want to swim. He might tell you to swim back to the boat. At that point, you want to swim back to the boat. At some point, he might say swim. If he says swim to the side, what he's doing is putting you into an eddy, which is a calm stretch of water usually found behind an obstruction. Once you get into that eddy, you can actually stand up. You'll tell where it's at because it's really calm. There's a rock there. You can actually stand up in that calm pool and actually climb up on the rocks and hang out there. At that point, your guide will come back and get you, or he'll motion you back down to the boat. At any point during this, there also might be a chance someone from shore might be yelling at you and saying, swim to me, swim to me. Also, they might start yelling rope. What they're going to do is throw this little thing right here. What this is called is a throw bag. Basically what it is a bag full of rope. At this point, they're going to extend it out just like so. They're going to say, hey swimmers, swimmers, swim to me. At that point, they're going to try to throw it to you. When he throws that bag at you, you actually want to grab onto the rope instead of the bag. Because right now, if you're 10 feet away from him and he's got 40 feet of rope in that bag and you grab onto the bag, guess what? You're going to keep floating downstream. So you actually want to grab onto the rope in front of the bag. Once you grab that rope, you want to go ahead and hold it with both hands and throw it over your shoulder. Be sure that you don't wrap it up in your hands. This could be bad and you might not be able to get out of it. So just hold on to it, throw it over your shoulder, get in that defensive whitewater float position. At that point, the guide will possibly pull you in. However, if the guide ever asks you to let go of the rope, that means we found some other means of rescue to get you out of that situation. Another thing that you might see happen today is if you fall out of the raft is you might pop up underneath something. It might feel kind of slimy and black and kind of weird. Well, that's the raft. So at that point, we want to try to get out. What you want to do is get in what we call the spider crawl position, which is your hands holding onto the raft just like so, and you want to pick a direction and use your hands and feet to kind of push your way out from underneath the raft. At that point, it's only going to take you about 2 seconds. You're going to pop out and somebody can help you back in the raft. Don't decide that that direction's not working and then you go in an opposite direction, because we're going to feel you on the bottom of the raft popping around and wondering where you're at. So pick a direction and go with it. Other things that you possibly see on the river today is what we call high siding. And what high siding is you've got a rock and you've got a raft. The raft comes up and hits the rock sideways, and what that raft will want to do is start shifting up onto the rock. Your guide at that point will call a high side. Always remember that high side is the dry side. So what he wants you to do is everybody to jump to the high side of the raft, up towards the rock. And hopefully what it's going to do is let the weight shift to the top and make the boat scoot back down so it scoots around the obstruction versus flipping off of it or wrapping against it. Guys, also today we want to make sure that everybody here today is wearing secure footwear. Sandals with a heel strap, old tennis shoes, or water shoes are good to wear. Another thing we want you guys to remember today is don't wear any loose jewelry, okay? Our river is anonymous for taking wedding bands, and then we have to find them later for people. So be sure that if you feel that you have any loose jewelry or glasses without straps, you might not want to wear them. Also today, guys, we want to make sure that if you have a medical condition, you're asthmatic, allergic to bees, prone to heart attacks, pregnant, we like to know before you go on our adventure. Does not mean you're not allowed to go. We just like to know in case of emergency situation arises. Also, we want you to know that alcohol is prohibited on all activities while at the Whitewater Center. So no drinking on the boat, but there is plenty of time to do that at the restaurant later. Other than that today, guys, I hope you guys have a good trip and a great adventure here at the U.S. National Whitewater Center, and we hope to see you again on one of our other adventures. Thank you.